Hello everyone and welcome back to another F1 My Team episode. Today we're here for the Monaco Grand Prix, round number 4 in season number 8. If you haven't seen round 3, the Portuguese Grand Prix, it went out a couple of days ago. Go check it out, link up in the top right. And yeah, spoiler warning, so go check that one out before we jump into the business here in this episode. So then, Monaco, a classic. Splits opinion, qualifying for me is the main event of the weekend. As you can see in the background, we're going through the activities, including a personnel department event in which we have a bit of a decision to make in regards to Jack Aitken's racecraft or awareness, and in this case I actually chose to benefit his racecraft. And because racecraft in Monaco is important, in many ways, strategy does play a key part. One wrong or bad time pit stop can make a big difference. So yeah, here is the weather forecast, and we have a rain forecast for qualifying very early on, right at the start, and then it should dry up as the session goes along, and the race should be dry as well. So here we are, Monaco time, and the rain is falling. If you're going to enjoy this one, leave a like and subscribe, and let's get into it and let's see what is in store for us around the Principality. So first of all, setup, as you guys know, same drill as every single other episode. We're going to go through and make the necessary adjustments, which in this case is not many. It's basically just making sure that we have a stable car, so reducing the rear suspension, the rear anti-roll bar, and also making the ride height, also brake pressure and tire pressure adjustments for the maxed out My Team car. In this case I'm actually running 75 brake pressure because Monaco is very easy to lock up, and that can just skyrocket your tire temps. So yeah, joining the action now, 4 minutes to go, and I kind of skipped out the intermediate phase because I could see it was going to get dry, so I didn't bother, putting a lap in on the inters because it was going to be dry by the end of Q1. You can see now only a couple of cars have set a lap so far. We're currently purple in sector 2. 2 minutes to go. I've fueled for multiple laps, so the idea here is to do this lap, go for a cool down lap, and then squeeze one more lap out at the end when the conditions are at their best. P1 for now. 1 minute 7.8. Not a terrible lap, but definitely not the best. And you can see now with about 15 seconds to go, I had a really slow, final kind of cool down lap. And I wanted to let the traffic go by, and I wanted to be the one to get the best conditions at the end. And to be fair, I cut this really fine, as we're going to cross the start finish line with 2 seconds to go. And Schwartzman behind is the first of the cars to set lap times now on dry tires. So this is changing all the time. The positions are constantly shuffling and moving, and you can see right now we're up by a couple of tenths as we make our way into La Rascasse. Nearly a second up now as we go into Anthony Nogues, the final corner. Currently P21, so we need this to get through, and we do manage to go purple in sector 3. Is it enough? Yes, it is. We go P11 with a 1 minute 6.9. Aitken P15 with a 1 minute 7.1, and look how close everybody is, man. A full second covering the top 20, so a really competitive grid. We then move into Q2, fresh set of soft tyres on the wagon, and we're making our way towards the end of our first push lap. 10.5 minutes to go as we're going to set a banker here. 1 minute 6.9 in Q1, we set a 1 minute 6.7 on our first Q2 lap, and we go P2, which is very solid. We then went back to the pits, and you can see we're looking pretty decent right now. We've got 2.5 tenths in our pocket, but I'm not fully comfortable with that margin, so we're going to put on our final set of tyres available for this session, and we're going to go out and try to improve and see if we can shave off a little bit of lap time. So Verstappen currently P1, Norris P2, and we are P3. Let's start the lap as we make our way down to turn 1. Straight line braking, fourth gear. Try to open up the entry to get nice drive. Use plenty of inside curb as we make our way up the hill. Into Massenet, down to 5th. Briefly 4th, back up to 5th though. And then square off the corner to get a nice run through Casino. Down into Mirabeau. Second gear or first or third, to be fair. Any of the 3 gears can work. Then into the Lowe's hairpin. First gear, slowest corner in Formula 1. We then flick it through this right-hander, which feeds into Portier. Try to pick up the traction as we enter the tunnel, and we are back up on our delta as we make our way into the Nouvelle chicane. Spot the 100 on the right, brake just after that, down to 3rd. Very late braking, bump over the curbs, short shift on exit to clean up the traction. To back, the best corner in F1 I think. Visibility very, very poor, by the way. I couldn't really see too well.
Left in the session.
We fully commit and send it through the entire swimming pool section, and this has been a great lap as we make our way through Raskas. And now the final corner, just brushing the inside wall there and up to the line, and it's going to be a 1/10 improvement as we jump back up into P2 with a 1 minute 6.6, which isn't too bad to be fair. End of Q2 though, we get into Q3 alongside Jack Aitken. You can see just how close and competitive this grid is. The top 10 all covered by 2/10. We could have actually made it through on that first lap in P10, but I'm glad we went back out just to be safe. And yeah, the best time in that session of 1 minute 6.4, which is pretty damn strong. And Ricciardo has hit a really good time at the blocks here in Q3. On our first lap though, we just hit the wall through to back. I was struggling with the visibility through there the entire qualifying. We got away with it in Q1 and Q2 especially, but in Q3 we made a mistake finally. We got wing damage. So I tried to push on. I tried to finish a lap up to the line. It's going to be 1 minute 7.1, which, yeah, isn't great. Luckily, this was a used set of tyres, the set we used in our first Q2 run. So we have one final fresh set available. And here we go then for the lap as we prepare the Raskas. I've given myself time for a second lap if I need it, in case I mess up the first one. So here we go. Anthony Nogues, DRS open as we start the lap for the final time in qualifying, hopefully here. Down to turn 1, Sandevot, 4th gear. We go in a bit hot and then have a horrible exit as a consequence, and we're down a 10th already. Up the hill into Massenet. This was the point where I was going to decide if I was going to commit or pull out the lap, and we absolutely nailed it through there, and Casino as well. And we pull it back a little bit in the first sector. You can see now we're actually up on now a little bit as we unfortunately, I think, just brushed the wall there again and get left end plate damage, which is going to put an end to our qualifying as we don't have time to go back to the pits for repairs. So that's it. A massive L, and I'm holding it up, ashamed, but that is the reality. Qualifying over, Verstappen on pole, 1:06.3. Jack Aitken, P3, 1 minute 6.4. Fantastic lap from our teammate ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. So we've got work to do, starting the race from P10 at Monaco. You can't overtake here, so it should be a fun race.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Aitken, Ricciardo, Lance Stroll and Gasly, Bottas, Tictum, Martinez and Yuki Tsunoda, Russell, Giovinazzi, Esteban Ocon and Eilert, Joe, Latifi, Mick Schumacher and Charles Leclerc, Matsushita, Lundgaard, Schwartzman and Nikita Mazepin. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Right, 39 laps of Monaco are ahead of us here today. P9 on the grid. Work to do, unfortunately. It wasn't the best Q3. Qualifying was going quite well up until that point. I don't think I had pace for pole, but it would have been really close. The grid was really competitive this weekend. So, yeah, definitely work to do. I feel confident, though, that we can turn this around. I think we've got a decent car, decent strategy. So, the plan for this one is to start on the soft tyre and then move to the medium. Now, the second option is to undercut and go for the hard tyre really, really early. So, like box on like lap 6 or something and try to get an undercut. The plan, though, what I really want to try and do is overcut. So, if we can drag this first stint on as long as possible, essentially try and save tyres in the first few laps and then try to go for a 1 or 2 lap overcut. That's going to be the plan because the AI, famously around here, always, literally what they do is they pit around lap 10, lap 9, lap 11, and they usually fall behind traffic. You know, those cars that start on the alternate strategy in the medium, that's usually what happens. So they get held up and they can't get past. So that presents an opportunity to try and overcut. So that's what we're going to try and aim for in this race here today. Fuel-wise, we're going to go -4 laps. I could go minimum, which is -6. But I don't want to take the risk because of what happened a couple of years ago. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what happens. Leave a like if you enjoy the race. And hopefully we can make the strategy work. Right, let's do this. It's Monaco. Let's see what happens. Good start. We're going to get the jump on Tictum. Into turn 1 though, Tictum back around the outside, but we managed to get the drive and the exit. We're going to try and get ahead. Tictum still keeping his nose in. Going to leave some space. Still side by side. Now though into Casino we get the move done. And we jump Tictum. Aggression on lap 1 is going to be key. As we'll then go into TAR saving mode as we send one up the inside of Valtteri Bottas. We get a warning for track limits, but I'll take that on the chin because we had to leave room for Bottas on the outside. So we'll go through and we move up into P7. Good start, 2 places up. Now it's going to be a race where we have to try and manage a little bit. So let's see how that goes. Hopefully Aiken can try and put a shift in up ahead. That'd be great for us as a team. Right, let's get into it. I'm looking forward to this. I think it could be a fun race. I'm optimistic. Race pace is usually pretty strong, as you guys know. But tyre management is going to be key for this strategy to work. So try to keep the lockups to a minimum, the wheel spin to a minimum, and just try to respect the barriers.
We're in danger of running out of fuel before the end of the race. Start being a little conservative with the remaining fuel, please.
I don't think fuel is going to be an issue. We're saving quite a bit, about 0.3 per lap, so we could have probably got minimum on fuel and been fine. Anyway, update, DRS now enabled. We're slowly dropping the cars behind, and we're just staying close to Pierre. Not pushing too much, but you know, staying within range in case anything happens, of course. Personal best, Gasly doesn't have DRS on Stroll, so we might try to see if I can make a move. Aitken up to P2, which is good. Could be a decent points haul for us today.
Copy.
There we go, the team have realised, lap 14. Pit strategy change, overcut, that's what they want. Makes sense. Trying to put some pressure on Pierre now because he's starting to drop off a little bit pace-wise. But it all depends if I can get the exit through there, which I didn't quite nail the final corner. Bit of a shame, really. We've got some decent straight line speed, so we'll try and look for the move, as we don't want to lose too much contact with the cars ahead if possible. Not the best exit. We might still challenge though. Not quite. Gasly stays ahead. I want to try and make a move now because there's a bit of field spread up ahead. Verstappen's starting to get a gap, and also the strategy could be out the window here because the guys on the alt strat are losing quite a bit of time further back. Basically, there's a lot of field spread across the whole grid. Oh, that's better. Exit still wasn't great. Final corner wasn't great, but around the outside. Yes, there we go. Drifting around the outside of turn 1, but we've got it done. Heroics have been deployed at Sandervot, and they have been successfully applied. Right, Stroll next. Let's go. Seems like AI have quite a bit more tyre drop off than me. I'm able to hold onto my tyres quite nicely. We went half a second off our PB, so mid-9 last lap. Gained quite a bit on Stroll. However, Lance does have DRS on Ricciardo, so a pit straight pass is going to be much more difficult, and now is when the real issues are going to start to happen. We've got pace to win this though, if we can play our strategy right. Oh, there we go, Stroll pits. Okay, action already. Verstappen pits as well. He's going for mediums, so we're going to the end of the race.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We'll try and keep pushing. We'll try and commit to the original strategy and see how that works out. Verstappen's going to rejoin in clean air though, so he's not going to be in traffic, I think. Well, to be fair, I say that, it could be close with one of the Alpines. Oh, he's behind the Alpine. Okay, cool, so Verstappen's in traffic. Never mind. So that is exactly what I predicted, and it still worked out. I thought the field had dropped back too much, but obviously not. So let's go long, and let's see how this works out. I'm expecting all 3 of these cars to pit, and there we go, on cue.
Jack is in the pits. Jack in the pits.
Aitken got to lead a lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. Not too bad for him. Right, let's go long then and let's see how this works out. I'll keep an eye on the pace. And also keep an eye on the top left with the timing tower. So no, there's going to be a wild card on the medium tyre for sure. But there you go, Verstappen is behind Russell, which is bad news for Max and everyone behind, to be fair. Oh, Verstappen has just cleared Russell, so fair play. So Max back into clean air now. He might just win the race because of that move. We're going to pit this lap. Excellent swimming pool chicane complex. We could rejoin in net P2 here, I think. Depends how this all works out. We need a sub 2 second or a 2 second stop to really make it work though. Aiken stuck behind Giovinazzi from what I can tell on the mini-map. It's going to be close, man. I think we could be right behind Aiken on track if this is perfect. It's slow.
Complete, go now.
2.9, that could make a difference at 9/10 or so.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
Back underway. Behind Aiken, just as I predicted, just as I hoped for. And there we go. That is excellent. That is on the money. Verstappen P1, Aiken P2, and we're up to P3. We've undercut 2 cars, Lando and Ricciardo, and Stroll as well, to be fair, 3 cars. And we've got ourselves onto the podium. And we've got both cars on the podium here. Aiken putting in a shift as well, which is great to see. Got to try and get past this Bar chicane now called Antonio Giovinazzi. This is very awkward at the minute. I don't know what to do. I don't want to put a move on an Aiken because it would have to be an aggressive one. And I don't want to ruin his race as Max sets the new fastest lap. I'm kind of hoping Aiken can get the move on Giovinazzi, but it seems like he's struggling a bit to make it happen. And Gio's in the hard tire, so he's got a few more laps to go yet. Probably pit around lap 21, best case scenario for Giovinazzi. So I'm just trying to see what to do at the minute. Verstappen's going to hit traffic in the form of Tsunoda, but Tsunoda's on medium, so he should be in soon. Verstappen's getting away each lap more and more. I think I can win this race, but the gap is growing to Max, which is not going to help. My God, Jack just moves across there a little bit. I tried to get by. Warning for a collision. Getting good exits, but the fact he has DRS on Giovinazzi is making it hard for me to get by. And Giovinazzi locks up. Go on, Jack. Go on, mate. Now's your chance. Let's go. Come on. Go on, son. We'd love to see it. Yes. Oh my God, Gio. Whoa. My God. Okay, we both go through. That's perfect.
No issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them.
Oh, that was tense. My God, the way Gio just moved back onto the racing line there through Casino. That was very scary. I thought I got wing damage. Right, we're clear. We've been released. That's good. Don't really care so much about the win. I'm looking more at the double podium here. This is great to improve our chances. We can now pull away from all the guys on the hard tire. Aiken's actually bolting, to be fair. Let's try and get back on it then. If we can pass Aiken, then we can try and chase after Max. Well, to be fair, looking at the mini-map, the gap Max has is pretty big. Right, let's see if we set a new fastest lap here. Tsunoda in the pits.
You might want to start being a little more conservative with your fuel. We may not finish at this rate of usage.
We'll be fine. 0.6 to go. Half a race still left. Verstappen now has been released as Tsunoda pit. Meanwhile, we're stuck now behind George Russell. Let's see if Aiken can make it another move. Although, to be fair, I'm quite happy with the gap we have to the cars behind now. We've done a good job of pulling away. And I've got the fastest lap now, so let's just see how this all works out. Giovinazzi and also I think it was Ocon have pit. So Lando now up to P5, net P4 behind us, but you can see the gap there, 7 seconds. Much better, much more comfortable now for us. Tsunoda is the next net car on circuit. He's made the strategy work quite well for himself. He's managed to jump Ricciardo, which is also great for us in the Constructors' Championship. Russell pits. Aiken now vulnerable, but he does have DRS. So I wasn't quite able to go for the move there. Let's see if we can try and get P2 in this race, and then we'll be happy with that. A decent little double podium. No way through here though, unless Aiken makes an error. This could be the one. Aiken gets really good acceleration off the final corner though. Come on, come on. Oh my God. Probably should have backed out of that.
No tyre concerns at the moment. Just focus on the driving.
There we go. Excellent exit. Let him take the corner normally. I'm going to leave plenty of space. Now it's going to be a drag race up the hill. They can still keep it in there, to be fair. I'm going to leave plenty of space. I do not want to get dirty, and there we go. That should do the trick. P2 for us. And fastest lap, hopefully. Best we can do today, I think. Very good lap. 10th off. Fastest lap and personal best. starting to catch Verstappen, but the gap is too big, 16 seconds. We've got a gap now to Aiken, so we can relax and just bring this one home. Fuel is now positive and on target, I'm pretty sure. There we go. By nearly a lap, so we could have actually started on minimum fuel and still been absolutely fine. So let's just bring this one home. It is getting overcast, so...
No rain expected. No rain expected for the time being. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Luckily for us, no more rain, no more drama. Let's just take it easy. Bit of traffic there. We lose the back end a little bit. We'll improve our fastest lap slightly. I was going for our fastest lap there, to be fair, and it almost worked out. Let's see if Schwarzman gets out of the way. There we go. Verstappen did hit some traffic before, hence why I've gained quite a bit on him, and he's in more traffic now, but I don't think we're going to catch him in time. Unfortunately, he's too far away. Well, I was going to go for a fastest lap, but I've just completely overheated my tyre, so we'll just back off now and take it easy. I wanted to really lock in that fastest lap. Hopefully Max doesn't take it. He's going to win though here today in Monaco. We fight back from P9 to P2, and it looks like Jack Aitken is going to pick up a fabulous podium, making it a 2-3 for the team, which is a great result here in Monaco.
Can't complain about that one. That was an excellent drive.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves.
Well, race done then, and to be fair, it's a decent one for us. 2-3, double podium. However, Red Bull still outscore us by 1 point, with Max P1 and Daniel in P6. I think they score 33 points, and we score 32. So the fastest lap was key, and we didn't get it. Somebody else did, so let's quickly see who was responsible for it. Valtteri Bottas down in P16, so there you go. 1 minute 7.5, we were nowhere near that. That was probably a soft tyre lap at the end of the race. But still, double podium, really happy to see that. We don't get too many of those, you know, and we've had one in our 4th race with Jack Aitken as our teammate. So Jack, definitely this race and the one before, starting to put together some momentum and show what he's really about. And at the minute, justifying my choice as a teammate, I think he's doing a really good job. So yeah, let's quickly look at the standings. There is your top 10 though, by the way. You can see a few decent drives, Sonoda being the best one probably down P5 with the Ultra. Standings wise though, you can see we're still top by 7 points over Max. Aitken with that podium jumps all the way from P8 up to P5, which is awesome to see. And in the Constructors, we keep our 5-point lead because of course we only lost 1 point to Red Bull today. So the double podium helping us out quite a bit. And yeah, happy days all round as we lead both championships. So yeah guys, that's it for this one here today, the Monaco Grand Prix. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for more. As always, we're on the road to 100k, so any help would be massively appreciated, so do get subscribed. And yeah, as always, a massive shout out to the channel members for supporting the content. Finally, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.